Hello, my students. Today we are going to discuss Act 4 in our drama Pygmalion. We have started to study Pygmalion in our first term. Let's revise quickly. Pygmalion was talking about what? Pygmalion was talking about a flower girl who is going to be changed into a lady by Professor Higgins, who was a very good professor in dialects and phonetics. He had a bet with his friend, Dr. Pickering, to change this flower girl into a lady and to deceive everyone by her new appearance, just by giving her a lot of knowledge about phonetics, how to talk, how to treat everyone around her, and to what extent he had succeeded. This what we will shed light on it on the coming questions of Act 4. Actually, we have stopped on Act 3 on the embassy party, which was a great challenge in front of Eliza, our heroine, who had attended this party with Dr. Higgins to prove her theory about changing her from a common flower girl into a good noble lady, just by dressing very well and speaking very well as well. We have here our first comment about a crew. The crew who had been very silly and lumpery for Higgins, as he came from the party saying that what a crew, what a silly lumpery. This comment was, or these words were said by Higgins to Eliza after coming back from the embassy party. His speech shows that he resented from the party and those who attended it, as they looked for him very silly and boring people, and that he couldn't bear them anymore. These words also prove to us that the character of Higgins was a very bad character dealing with people. He didn't see anyone like him, and he was criticizing everyone all the time. At this moment, Eliza grew frustrated after the party, and this is our second question. Why did Eliza grow frustrated after the party? Of course, you can deduce. The reason of her frustration, as Eliza played her role in the party very, very well as a young noble lady, and the party, which was a great challenge for her, was more than wonderful. Of course, she expected to be praised by Higgins for her great efforts, but he was criticizing the attendance instead. Instead of praising her, instead of saying good words to her about her important and excellent role, he was criticizing the attendance. Moreover, he didn't pay any attention to her, and he didn't care about her feelings. Actually, Eliza grew very, very angry, and she decided to give Higgins everything he had given to her. She decided to throw her presents and her jewels to him. And this is the question. This is question number 3. What did Higgins do when Eliza gave him his presents? We want to know his reaction. What did he do? Of course, Eliza was very angry while quarreling with Higgins over her and his plans for her future. She was very surprised to know that he has no future plan for her. He didn't want to complete the rule with her, the life with her, and this frustrated her. She gave him all his jewels and the presents, and he threw them in the fireplace and stormed out. Eliza's feelings were very, very mixed. She was excellent in the embassy party, but she worried very, very much about her future. And here she screamed, saying the comment of number 4. I sold flowers. I didn't sell myself. Now you have made a lady of me. I'm not fit to sell anything else. And here we have a self-quarrel between Eliza and herself. She didn't know what to do next. She now a lady, or she is pretending to be a lady, but at the same time she didn't have the economic support to go on as a lady, because her only economic support came from Higgins. At the same time, she cannot be a flower girl in the streets anymore, so she is lost now. She didn't know what to do, so she said these words that were very cruel and very hard words to Higgins, because they were said as a result to their conversation about her future. Their speech reveals that Higgins finally understood Eliza's economic concern, as she cannot go back to sell flowers, but at the same time she has no other future, and that the only solution came to her is marriage from a rich man. Eliza considered this marriage as a kind of selling to her life and hopes, as it won't depend on love and respect, of course. She will marry only for money, and this was very, very bad for her. Our last question: where has Eliza disappeared all the night from the palace? As of course after the quarrel she escaped. She didn't attend that night in Higgins' palace, and the question came to be, where did she go? Eliza came out with Freddy, as she asked Freddy after meeting him to jump in a taxi and drive about all night, and that in the morning she will call on old Mrs. Higgins, because Mrs. Higgins sympathized with her very, very much, and she will ask her what she ought to do, as she and Freddy wanted to marry each other. Of course, Eliza didn't want to marry Freddy for his character, but she found his love and his proposal to marriage the best opportunity to go on as a lady. Now we have finished our 5 questions about Act 4, and this is our important notes about it. I'm waiting for your questions and for everything you want to know. All the papers and everything is written for you in your pamphlet. I have just explained everything. I wish I have explained it well for you. See you next video, inshallah.